Hello, welcome to another math video lesson. Right now we're going to look at some examples of graphing some lines using intercepts. So what we have to do is find the x and y intercepts for each of these problems, for each of these rules. Okay, we've got part A and part B, two different problems, so we'll do them separately. We're going to find the intercepts first and then graph the equation. We'll go through this step by step. So, first part A, okay, let's find each of the intercepts first. We'll start out by finding the x-intercept. When we have the x-intercept, we know that the y-coordinate is going to be equal to 0. Okay, so we can take our rule, that 2x plus 3y equals 6, and instead of the 6, we'll plug in that 0. We know y is equal to 0 at this point that we're interested in, the x-intercept. And so we plug that 0 in there. And then we want to simplify this, okay, and find what x is equal to. We're going to solve for x. So it's not too hard. The great thing about plugging in a 0 is that 0 times anything is 0. So we can just cross that out straight away. And we'll rewrite the equation without it. Okay, so I'm just going to write 2x equals 6, because that's all that's left. 2x plus 6 is just, 2x plus 0 is just 2x. So we have 2x equals 6, and we need to get the x by itself. We want to know what x is in this for this scenario here. So x is being multiplied by 2, so we're going to divide by 2 to get x by itself. If we divide by 2 on the left, we've got to do the same on the right. And there you can see I just kind of made that into a fraction, divide, and when it cancels out like that. Okay, so we'll do the same on the other side, and we get x equals 6 divided by 2 is, of course, 3. Okay, so that's our x-intercept. Our x-intercept happens at x equals 3. Okay, now we will find the y-intercept. Of course, at the y-intercept, we know x equals 0. So we do the same thing as before. We plug 0 into that rule where the x was before. Okay, and we simplify. Again, 0 times anything is 0, so that gets crossed out. We rewrite 3y equals 6. Now, just like before, we have to divide to get that pronumeral by itself, the y. So we divide by 3, and of course we do the same on both sides. 3 over 3 cancels out, so we just have y on that side divided by 3, so y equals 2. So now we have our two intercepts. Okay, the x-intercept happens at x equals 3, the y-intercept happens at y equals 2. So we draw our graph. We draw nice straight lines using a straight edge with arrows on the ends. We label them, x and y. We draw a scale. We already have our origin, so I'm just going to make 3 little dash marks and make that 3. 2 dash marks up there and make that 2. And we can graph these intercepts. So we know the x-intercept is at x equals 3. So we go out to the 3 on the x-axis, and we put a nice little dot. And we know the y-intercept is 2. So we go up to 2 on the y-axis, and we put a little dot, and we can put a line straight through there using our straight edge with arrows on the ends, just like that. And it's that easy. We're done. We have our line. We've drawn through the intercepts. It is lovely. So, smiley face. Okay, let's move to example B. Okay, in example B, we're going to do exactly the same thing. Okay, we're going to find the x-intercept. Okay, where y equals 0. Now, so we set y equal to 0. So we just plug in a y where the 0, where the y was before, right? As in this problem over here. All right, we take that rule, rewrite it with the 0 there. Now, we need to get x by itself. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of that 6, and we'll do that by adding 6 to both sides. And we get 6 equals 2x, and this is actually looking quite familiar, isn't it? We divide by 2 on both sides, and we get 3 equals x. So that's our x-intercept. Okay, next one's even easier. We plug in 0 for x to find the y-intercept. So 2 times 0 minus 6, and guess what? That 2 times 0 is 0, so it goes away, and we're left with y equals negative 6. Easy. Okay, so that is our y-intercept. Again, there's our two intercepts. We draw our axes, okay, And you'll notice I've got mine drawn sort of differently than before. It doesn't really matter if you don't draw them maybe the best way at first. If you just draw them, if you just kind of guess and draw them the same every time, that's fine. Eventually you might get some intuition as to how to draw these, and you'll see why I've done these this way very soon. Okay, so I've got my axes, I label them. I put a scale. This time I used two little graph lines to be 1 unit, and so 10 across here is 5, and then I put 5 down like that, same thing. Okay, now I'm going to graph my x-intercept. So I put a dot on the 3 at the x-axis. Okay, and then to plot my y-intercept, as you see here, I put a dot on the -6 on the y. And you can see now why I've drawn my axes this way. It just fits the graph better. So I put a line through there, and we're happy because we're done. Excellent job. See you next time.